So I was going through my books looking for The Grand Chessboard by Brzezinski. Can't remember what his first name is. I believe it's complicated, but his last name's Brzezinski. Wasn't able to find it, but I was able to find all kinds of other books. And in it, I found Boethius. And as one does, when you find Boethius, you always have to take a look and see what the heck you made a note about. And I just wanted to talk about something that I saw in Boethius that I thought was pretty fascinating. So he says, if being miserly always makes men hated, while being generous wins them popularity, it is by spending rather than hoarding that men win the better reputation. So this got me thinking, that's interesting. And my comment for that was that sounded very Roman. Well, it would sound very Roman because Rome was a republic, right? So what I find interesting, though, is how society has changed, because we don't seem to be intolerant of hoarding anymore. In fact, a lot of our heroes are billionaires. They're not popular heroes. I say our heroes. They're not my heroes. They're popular heroes, if you like. Like Jeff Bezos, say, or Elon Musk, or Bill Gates, or even Donald Trump, for all of that. He's a billionaire, right? So these are popular heroes. And they are not really well known for their generosity. I think Trump is a little more than the rest of them. And yet they can maintain real popularity without being generous. That's quite a feat. And I'm just sort of wondering, what's happened in society where that can be a thing, where you can be, miserly and popular. And one aspect of that, I think, at least for the popular politicians, in the U.S., not so much in Canada, we've got kind of limits on that, but in the U.S. at least, and maybe other parts of the world, is donors. So when you have a political leader, you can donate to them and they get all this money, and so they can sort of present themselves as a lot more generous than they would otherwise. But they're being Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not, because I've never been involved with an American political campaign. So I'm simply hypothesizing here that it would be possible to present yourself as more generous than you actually are if you're able to use that donated money. And you could give that appearance, say, in ads and so forth, without actually touching your own capital. But that aside, I mean, even if that sort of thing doesn't happen, I've noticed that a lot of popular heroes just are not that generous. They just aren't. Like, they'll clamp down on unionization, but people still think positive of them. A lot of people, not everyone, obviously, but a lot. So if being miserly like that with your money leads to being unpopular, it doesn't. That mechanism seems to have broken. That's very old. I mean, Boethius is from the Middle Ages, and this is sort of something that would have worked in Rome. So I'm just curious, what do you think has changed? What has broken this mechanism? Why all of a sudden is it okay to be a quadrillionaire and not spend money on anything except your own caprices? Why is that okay? Why don't we hold our heroes to a higher standard than that? Honestly, in my mind, now I haven't examined it. This is just hit me a few minutes ago, this thought. But in my mind, I would suspect that it has a lot to do with sort of social programming, the social narrative, if you like, the idea of that you have to be smart if you're wealthy, which the science doesn't actually support. You're smart, but you're not a genius. Like, people call Elon Musk a genius. Odds are he really isn't, but he is very high. He is highly intelligent, but probably not a genius. Geniuses don't tend to get wealthy. They can sort of see through that. But the really smart people, that they can be engaged and interested in that pursuit, it's one that they find fun and engaging. they tend to be able to accumulate that kind of massive wealth, right? So whereas your real geniuses tend not to really care. That's not interesting enough to hold their attention, and I think that they're far-seeing enough that they can see the futility of it. Really, what's the point? As people say so often, you can't take it with you, right? And so spending your whole life pursuing something that you can't take with you. I mean, you could pursue something different, something maybe more engaging or that you like more. But perhaps if you have a super genius that absolutely loves getting money, I'm getting sidetracked here. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's my question. I'm curious about it. What has changed? It seems like it's a major shift. I'm wondering what the ramifications are for a republic and for democracies, and what does that mean for basically social culture, and what would be fostering that, right? Is it that the countries are so large now that we can allow these heroes because we're so disparate from them that we no longer feel any sort of connection? They're almost like, if you like, they've become like gods. And so they just do whatever they want, and the gods are all crazy. What do you do? Or we've lost that the smaller sort of community connection with them. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to think on it. If I formulate any solid solutions to it, I'll post another video. And please, by all means, let me know what you think. It's just a curiosity from a quote from a book that sparked my thinking. All right, thank you for watching. I hope you'll leave a like and you'll subscribe and you'll follow me for more videos like this, and take care. Bye.